What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. We're starting things off with the Desert Queen. Now, as I understand it, this is a bomber, but I believe... I'm just looking over the outer hull to make sure my assumption is correct. It looks to be a in-atmosphere only bomber, I believe. Unless there's any hidden ion or hydrogen engines I'm not seeing, it looks like they're all atmospheric engines. So, it is only used in atmosphere, hence why I went ahead and started up a planet. I usually try and keep ships out in space and without planets because it improves the frame rate for bigger ships, but I thought I noticed everything looking like atmosphere engines, so I decided to do a planet version instead, which I'm glad I did, because it doesn't actually have any other thrusters. Now, I should note the description is relatively light, mainly just describes that it's a bomber-type ship, and the LCD screen inside the cabin explains the process, but I have to admit, I kind of just liked the outer look. For a small fighter-type ship on a planet or something like that, it just looked pretty cool. I'm a big sucker for elongated like wings and angles and streamlined kind of looks, as opposed to just blocky ships. I really, really like that. Mainly probably because I'm not that great at it, so it always seems like, ooh, that's cool, I wish I could pull that off. I am getting ideas, I will admit, that when I try to do my own, there may be a couple different things I could do after seeing a couple different builds done in a specific way, so who knows, maybe this series will improve my building style, though frankly my current build is essentially a giant triangle, so who knows. Sliding door 3, spotlight, door light, and this is a good example of the new highlight system that was introduced in the recent update of the game for opening doors. No longer do we have to find the control panel and click on it, it just highlights the whole door, which is very convenient. Yes, I know I didn't use the button, but I'm showing off the new update, so sue me. What am I stuck on? Got stuck. I guess it's the angle of gravity? Maybe? It does look a little bit off. So, I'm not gonna lie, I know about as much as you guys do as far as the sequence and what all this stuff is for, though it looks like there's a grinder and a welder. I'm wondering if there's a projector block somewhere and it's like an auto-create bomber type thing. I don't know. That... backlight... light... sliding door. So it looks like that's all for that. What does this control panel do? Bottom door. Okay, so that's that. Safety. Timer block start. Timer block stop. We're gonna leave that for now, and I'm gonna wait until we get up into the bridge. Oh, it's that glass sound effect. I was like, what in the world? Okay. Any company remote control, missile, safety, gate, drop on, drop off, camera 1 and camera 2. So I'm thinking the timer block is probably going to be the activation sequence of like the projector and the welder and all that stuff to make the bombs. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I'm pretty sure. Oops. Front light, air vent. Just in case you need to suck all the air out of the cabin, I guess. So the trick here is going to be finding... Oh, I guess not. I was going to say it's finding the main platform, or main flight seat, but I guess not. So there's that. Okay, so I want to get up a little bit, get a little altitude going. And while we're coasting, let's see, we've got thrusters, backward thruster, gyroscope, large reactor. Apparently there's a remote block somewhere for using the missile sequence. Not main cockpit. Not main cockpit. It may be down in that room that we just left. I do actually like that they changed that. I didn't kind of realize how annoying that was to find the button. Center light, front light. These are just passenger seats, so you shouldn't be able to fire anything from there. That's curious. I don't see a remote block anywhere. Oh wait, here's something. Connector, antenna, lights. Did I just miss one? It's cameras. I'm not finding that one with the proper sequence. Weird. That is very odd. Okay, well, might just have to do our own little manual override here. Maybe. I know. It's probably gonna end badly. Let's see. Groups? Do we have groups? Backward thruster safety. We want that one. Thruster. I'm not seeing the timer blocks. Where are those? Timer blocks stop. Welder. I don't know. We're just gonna fire it off from manually in here. It's the safest way, I think. So, we have an open area here where the hangar doors open, so let's do a quick test firing. We're gonna turn this... I don't know if that turns the safety on or off. Let's leave it red. That's probably not on. And start. Is that on? There it goes. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Oh, there we go. Now, the only thing is... I don't think I have block damage on, so it actually isn't gonna go off. That's funny. So, you have to turn the safety off or on. Maybe I'm confused. It's kind of odd. It's like the safety has to be on to activate, but then you have to turn it off to get it to release. So that's kind of confusing. But so, yeah, that's how... Stop all of that. And close the door. So that's how the bombing sequence works. The only thing I'm confused about is why there isn't a hotbar control for it on the main console. It says remote control, but I didn't see any remote controls there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so that's actually how you would do it. It just doesn't have a remote control listed anywhere. Weird. So you'd pretty much use it the same way, I'm guessing. So anyways, yeah, that's the Desert Queen bomber, which is pretty cool. It also has, I count 5, I think, maybe 6 missile bays that you can use. Let's go ahead and add that to the hotbar as well. Weapons. I honestly don't know which one they are, so we'll just grab both and see what happens. Is it this one? Yeah. So you also have that as like a bomber technique too, so as you're flying. Personally, I've always found that to be the better ones, because all of those projector blocks cost materials and take up a lot of space that with the missile blocks you can kind of just fly by and just kind of like carpet bomb an area. So I've always found that to be like more I've always thought of it as more realistic or efficient, I guess. So anyways, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here we have the civilian light cruiser. Now, it's important to note this is actually a revision from an older build with an updated exterior and a few other modifications. It's still a modless build, for any of you that are concerned about loading in a bunch of mods before loading in a blueprint like I am. But it's actually still modless and still vanilla, but it has an updated exterior is what that means, by the way, an upsterior. In case any of you have never heard that term before. Totally is a legit term. Now there is a hangar button there, but I noticed a door here. So I'm gonna take the airlock way. This is another ship that... Good grief. All the air stuff. This is another ship that I actually did kind of notice the exterior first, more than any specific functionality or anything like that. One other important thing to note, it was built on a DirectX 9 version, so the lighting may or may not be all that great on the 11 version. But, which is fine, because we've run into that with my own build for any of you that are consistent fans of my channel. Probably used to me talking about the lighting being all derpy on my builds, because I only recently switched over to DirectX 11, which is so much better. I'm just glad that I can actually use this version now, because it looks so much cooler. I don't really know what exactly it is about the lighting, but it honestly makes the game look like it has better graphics, to be honest. Is that glass? Oh, that was trippy. I was like, how is there glass behind the door? So there's all these different paths that we're finding, though I'm not 100% sure as to where I'm going. There are programmable and timer blocks that are, I believe, left open for user customization. And believe it or not, I actually think we have found the main cockpit already, even though normally that's like the last thing I find on a build. Looks like it, because that's didn't give me any warning about it not being the main. Oh, hello. You're, you know, the place we throw anybody who's insubordinate on the bridge, I guess. I did actually try to load this in on our previous world that I had set up on the Mars start type of thing, mainly because it had said in the description that it wasn't built for planets, so it was kind of like not tested, don't know if it'll work kind of deal. So I was like, ooh, that would be fun, I'm already in this world. I loaded it, it came crashing to the ground. So yeah, no, it does not like planets. Planets are a no-no for this build at the moment. Okay, let's see where some of these doors go. We've already seen like a jump drive room, the hangar room. This looks kind of like an assembly type area. Ooh, this is a pretty cool programmable block room. And with a nice view of the hangar. Very nice, very nice. Also important to note, the programmable blocks and timer blocks, I believe, are for customization only, as far as, like, you'll notice the LCD screens aren't running anything, and I think that's why. What are these anyway? Text panels, they're just the standard text panels. I'm used to building on a small ship grid, so every time I see stuff like that, where it's like, that looks different, what is that? It's because it's on a large ship. Got it. Here's our cryo chambers with oxygen tanks and batteries. We got a timer block with some multiple timer blocks. Gyroscopes, large reactor. And it looks like that's pretty much it for this area, other than the mountain of conveyor blocks that we're walking on right now. But yeah, the LCD screens, timer blocks, programmable blocks, all that I believe has been left blank for anybody who wants to use the ship can kind of load in what they want. Looks like 2 small reactors. I'm going to go with emergency reactors, maybe? possibly? Okay, and we already looked in there, so we haven't gone this way, I don't think. Let's take a peep. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say crew quarters. Unfurnished, but it looks like crew quarters. We have another door here that leads into the medical wing with oxygen tanks and generators. A couple of conveyors and vents, good stuff. So I think that's the interior, pretty much. This should have a button for shoot the infected people out the airlock, just saying. You know, there's no cure, no cure, okay. Beep. Ah. That's how we solve things in space. Space is cold. Heartless. I know, that went dark really fast, sorry, my bad. It's getting late, I'm getting tired, and I'm getting loopy. Oh, speaking of that, now I'm gonna head towards the bridge and see how this thing flies, but it would probably be a good time to note, for those of you that may have missed any other episode on my channel this week, some of you I know only watch the Inspiration series and stuff. Oh, what's this? Ah, just a vent. This will be the last episode of the Inspiration series for a couple weeks, along with pretty much everything else on my channel, except for Yeta Squad. It's going to be the only thing that's going to continue to run as I end up moving. We're going to do our non-temporary move this time. We had been moved into the apartment temporarily, and now we're moving to the permanent residence. And why are the hydrogen engines off? Can they not run out in space? I thought they could. Pretty sure they can. Hydrogen thrusters. Let's turn those bad boys on. Toggle on and off. There we go. So yeah, this is going to be the last one for the next couple of weeks while we get everything moved and sorted out. I'm going to leave this on so I get a frame of reference for speed. Now with the hydrogen engines on, this actually moves really nice. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Now let's test it, let's let it slow down, and then we'll do the without. But, so yeah, I don't foresee it taking longer than 2 weeks or so. Maybe 3 at the most, but I'm pretty sure I'll only be off for like a couple of weeks just to get everything, because we don't actually start moving until middle of the week or something like that, so we need to be like packing and all that good crap. Alright, let's turn this off. So it's a little slower on the acceleration, but overall not bad. You could easily just do it with the ion engines if you weren't worried about getting away from anybody. But yeah, so because of that, it was just easier just to take the week, and then after that, once we're in, then it's pretty much going to be get everything hooked up, situated, put away, you know, all that crap. So I'm actually really surprised with how well this moves, because it's not a small ship. I mean, it is fairly big. So I'm kind of surprised that it moves really well. So there's that. Alright, so that's the civilian, I believe it's the civilian light cruiser revision? I don't know, check the little corner tab thing. I'm glad I started doing those. I don't have to get the names right anymore, if I ever did. Alright, so let's move on to the last one. Alright, and lastly, I'm doing the Battleship Bismarck, because this thing looks freaking awesome. Now, there are a couple of things I have to preface with this. A, I will probably not be going through the whole thing. I will definitely not be trying to move it, I don't think. Though my frame rate is surprisingly solid while recording this, because I'm moving so slow. Excuse me, I had a tickle in my throat. Yeah, the frame rate is weird. I'm actually sitting somewhere in the 20 to 25 bracket most of the time. But the physics speed is horrendous. Like, look at me run. It's like we're in the Matrix. So, yeah. Due to some obvious time constraints, aka how long it would take me to run through this whole thing, I don't think I'll be showing the entire build. I do encourage you to download it and look through all the little nooks and crannies yourself, though, because it's actually a really cool ship. Just from the couple of rooms I've been in. You start in this room, which is awesome. I mean, it's got enough computers just to be amazing in and of itself. So there's that. I need to read the sign because I don't really know what this room is, but you start in this room when you load up the world. It is a world save, so you don't have to worry about like downloading a crap ton of mods. But I think it's just a combination of... That's the armory? No. No way. There weren't any guns in there. Armory's gotta be like where your guns are, right? Unless, you know, it's like the ship's armory. I don't know. Now I'm just trying to make up excuses. Anyways. Where's that go? That looks like the flight hangar bay. Because it has small little fighters on it. Yeah, my frames are actually doing pretty decent. It's the physics calculations. I guess that's something that Keen's been working on. They said that they're moving the updates to more of a performance-focused, even more so than like bug fixing and stuff. They're actually looking more to optimize and improve stuff, so maybe the latest update improved the frame rate, but it's still doing the, they did something kind of interesting with Space Engineers, where you have the physics simulation slows down in order to keep the frame rate up. And it was an interesting call, one that I'm still, like, mixed about. I'm not entirely sure if it always works the way they intended, but, like, I'm getting, like, 25 to 30 frames right now while recording, which is saying a lot, because usually when you record with Fraps, your frames drops by at least a third or so, maybe even half. But you're running so slow. It's like I'm getting 30 frames, but everything looks like we're in the Matrix. So, I'm not so sure about that. I don't know if it always works the way it's intended or not. But yeah, overall, really cool ship, though. I like the ship design. I especially like this kind of stuff. These angled hallways and things are really cool looking. I did not find the hangar bay, though. There's a sign there. I must have gone down the wrong tube. I'd actually like to go up to the command deck and look at the bridge and stuff, and I don't know how much else I'll do on this ship, mainly just because of how slow everything's going. Okay, now I'm lost. Where did I go? Dangnabbit. A ship with signs on it, and I still managed to get myself lost. How did I do that? I went around... Okay, wait a minute. This is back towards the armor. Okay, there we go. I got it. I'm good. Figured it out. Systems admin and command. That's where we want to go. Go call command. Command... Okay, I guess system admin and all that's the same now. I just wanted to give you the slow-mo walking effect. But this is a cool CIC, I gotta tell you. This is a cool... Oh, complete with Emperor's Chair. Of course. Well, since we're actually getting decent frames, I wonder if I can actually fly this behemoth. This is not the... Okay, come on, people. Come on now. How is the Emperor's Chair not the main cockpit? I know, it's because it's not really the helm. The captain sits back there and barks out orders. The helmsman drives. I know. I got this. I don't see anything. I guess the engines are already on? Mayhaps? I can't. Okay, they're on. So, they did a black skybox, so there's really no frame of reference, so we're just going to have to go by the speed on the screen there, which I'm actually incredibly surprised at. It's over 40 million kilograms, and it's actually not accelerating too bad. It's got guns all over it. It's a cool ship, I gotta give it that. But so anyways, I think The rest of the ship is probably best left up to you guys to go check out yourself, or possibly, I don't know, because I really have no better means to really showcase the ship. There's just too much to show off, and that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you leave the cockpit while the ship is still flying. You go and hit the dashboard. Yeah, there's just a lot to explore in a ship this size, and I'm just moving like a, you know, handicapped turtle. Basically, that's the best analogy I can come up with. Like a three-legged turtle or something. System admin. Oh, this is the system admin. Okay, let me through. Can't even fly through a door. Ooh, these guys have a window view of the black sky galaxy where we are, where there's nothing. That's depressing. Alright, so anyways, I think we're going to wrap things up for this episode. As always, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!